So now we're going to build our little portable campfire. We're going to make some rocks for our campfire. So if you'll notice on our sample over here, we have some little rocks around the edge. So I didn't have black paper with me, so I'm going to color my rocks later. And so I've just got a piece of paper, or my little template that I had sent you. And what I'm going to do, because I don't particularly like cutting out 9 individual rocks, I've got a strip of paper here, and I'm just going to fold it so that I can get 9 rocks out of it with one cut. So they're rocks, they're not supposed to be a perfect shape or anything like that, so you can either trace the template that I gave you, or you can freehand it. I know some people don't like to freehand drawing things, so that's why I gave you a little template, but your rocks certainly do not need to look anything like the ones I sent you. This is just the ones I'm going to do, so there you go. I have traced around my rock, and I'm just going to cut them all out at once. So if you'll see now, I have a bunch of little rocks. And I don't like the shape of that one, so I'm going to get rid of that one because I had an extra. And so then I'm just going to take my pencil crayon or my marker, and I'm going to color my rock. So if you had black construction paper, you don't need to color your rocks because your rocks are good to go. If you want brown rocks, if you want fancy painted rocks, do what you like. It's your campfire. You can make it look however you like. So I've got my rocks there. I'm going to pull back my campfire that we just built. I'm going to flatten it out so I can put my rocks on. So make sure you know which flap goes underneath, because that one doesn't need rocks because it's underneath and no one sees that one. So your other 3 flaps, just put some glue on your rocks and just stick it on. Again, it's a campfire. Things don't need to be too perfect here. Make it look as realistic as you want, or as unrealistic as you want. Your call. So that's 3. Okay, so I've got my 9 rocks on. There's my base of my campfire. So, I don't know about your campfires, but I like to have some logs on mine. So we're going to do some logs. Again, if you had some brown construction paper, this is when you're going to get that out. I didn't, so I'm going to use white. And in fact, I saved from when we trimmed off these envelopes, when we trimmed off the edges, I saved those edges because we want our logs to be able to fold over. If you'll notice here, our logs fold over. If I didn't save these, and I've just got a long strip of paper, I would fold my paper in half, and I would cut and trace my logs out on this fold. Or you can use the template I gave you. So I would just put that template over that, and you can either trace or just cut straight around that. So I had all those envelope ends left, so I'm just going to use those. So I'm just going to slip my template over all of my envelopes here, grab my scissors, and I'm just going to cut them out. Again, these are logs, so they don't have to be perfect. I have my template, and I have 3 log shapes. So, if you have brown paper, you might just want to grab a black marker or a black pen to add a few little details. If you'll notice, I've put some markings on this log. Mine's white, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time to do a little bit more coloring on mine. Again, it's a log. You can design it however you like. I'm going to put some lines here to make it look a little bit like bark. And that's what I've done. I'm going to take another color and just color it in. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on all 6 sides. If you've got brown, I would just maybe add some either darker brown or some black lines for the ends of your cut log, and to give it some bark detail. So that's one. And if you're like me and just using white paper, you're going to want to go ahead and do some extra coloring just to give it a little bit of a more of that log image that we're going for here. You don't need to color the insides, I don't think. No one really sees the inside part of the log for how we set this up, so I don't think you need to do that. There you go, I've got all 3 logs done. I'm just going to try and shape this a little bit. I'm not too happy with the overly canoe shape I've got going on here, so we're just going to do a little trimming. So, we're not quite done with our logs just yet. We want to prepare them so that we can get our flames inside. So if you'll notice on this one I've already done, there's a bit of a cut in our log so that the flames can just slide in and be taped inside. So you'll want to take your log, and on the folded side you're just going to cut a bit of a sliver. You don't want to cut the entire thing because you still want it hinged. So if you see there, so you just cut a little bit of a slot so that you can slide your flames in. Okay, so you've got a slot in all 3 of your logs. So now my logs can be set aside, and I'm going to grab my orange, yellow, and red paper and make some flames. So again, we didn't have a lot of paper here, but I had this tissue paper. So I'm going to use that to help make flames. And I need 3 of each color, or I want 3 of each color. Or you're going to have 2 of each color, it's up to you. And so I'm just going to fold my paper so that 1 cut should get me all of my flames. Let's set that aside. I've got it stacked up here. I have my template. Again, if you don't like my flame shape, feel free to do your own. I just want to put on mine, I'm going to put a little tab so that I can have something, so I don't, there you go. I just put a little tab on it, so when I cut it out I remember to do that tab so I have something to glue it on the inside of my log. That out of the way, so now I've got all of my flames. Red flames, yellow flames, and we're going to glue them into our logs. So I've got my log with the slit in it, and I'm going to take a flame of each color, and I'm just going to put a little glue on that little tab that I made. I'm going to slide it inside my log. Of course it's tissue paper, so it's not cooperating, so I'm going to go the other way here. I'm going to pull it through, but I'm going to keep my tab inside. So I've got glue in there, so I'm just going to stick that down. And I've got a yellow flame here, so I'm going to add a red and an orange. Maybe you want all of your yellow flames on one log, all your red on another. I like to mix it up a little bit, so I'm going to add my red. This one's a little stiffer, so I can go the other way. And then I need an orange flame. I'm just going to tuck that. So there's my log with all 3 flames on it. So my logs just lay on my campfire, like so. If your logs are sliding, you can kind of tuck them into your rocks a little bit to help hold them in place. So that's your campfire that you will fold up and tuck into the pocket. So there is my campfire planner. So all I need to do as I learn songs, there's lots of virtual campfires happening right now all across Girl Guide Land on Facebook. So as I learn songs, I would just write them on the back of my cards in the appropriate category, so that when I go to plan a campfire later in the year or next year with my girls at camp, I know which songs fit into which section. So I have that campfire that builds from like a slow song to an action song, and then back down to our vespers. So that's what this little case will help us do. And then it's all contained in a nice little CD case, as opposed to lots of pieces of paper all over my bag. So I'm just going to show you what I was doing with the blue one. I started with a blue one, and I decided, since I've got lots of the campfire planners, that I would do one for world centers. So I've got the blue here, and I found this image online and I liked that it had the flags and the name of the World Centers, so I'm borrowing their image for my CD case. So I know that this particular case will be all about the World Centers. So that's the front. So tuck that in, which is why I only had 5 envelopes that I was working on earlier, because there's 5 World Centers. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to put on the front here. But for this one, I had some greeting cards that we were going to dispose of, so I just put the world symbol on the front of a greeting card, and that will tuck into each of these pockets. I'm going to put facts about the World Centers in each of these cards. I can put recipes, I can put games from their countries, I can do all sorts of things with this now. And again, have all my resources in a nice handy little CD case instead of on a bunch of pieces of paper all over my bed. So that's what's going in these greeting cards. They're blank inside, so I've got lots of room to write lots of things about each of the World Centers. That's the World Center one. So back to our campfire planning. Spark and Brownie leaders, I would suggest that you keep one of these for yourself so that as you go throughout the year, you can write down songs in the different categories of things that you have taught the girls. And then when you get to camp and doing a campfire, you know what songs they already know. Guides, I would think this would be great for each patrol to have in their patrol corner, and they can each have their own little campfire set up. Pathfinders and Rangers, I would think each girl could have their own, and then when they go ahead and plan campfire, they'll have their resource here of songs they know, or songs that their unit knows or their friends know. So I hope you've enjoyed this craft. I think it's quick and easy, and it's a great useful way for us to save all of those wonderful songs that we're learning on our virtual campfires, so that we have those ready and at hand for when we're back up and at our meeting in person again. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm sure we'll see you at a guiding event soon. Thank you.